Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Old Family Farm. As you can see, just in this shot alone, there's some stuff been done. One, the house has been moved. Some hedges have been added. Only 2 or 3. But anyway, the chicken coop straight ahead of us has been added to the game, or to the map. Or should I say, to this version of the map. I've edited it to the way I like it. I went through and put a house in, put in some hedges right in front of it. It used to sit right here in the middle. There used to be a swing set here in the corner. Yeah, as you hear this, I haven't moved it yet. I'm gonna move it over in front of the house. The chickens used to be over here, like right here, but that was back in EP-03 and all the other ones. But anyway, I did add in the seed and fertilizer area over here, and I tried to make it as close to the one from 13 as possible by putting it back in the shed. Matter of fact, this whole shed is actually the unit. If I sell these, the shed goes with them. I made it all one mod. Let's see. As you knew, I'd already added the silo. Changed it over to this one. Over here, I've added the cow barn. Now granted, this is an in-game one, so it's nothing fancy, nothing special. The chicken hut, the chicken coop I should say, now that, I have to say is Alien Gems. I added it into this map. I like the way it looked, and I thought it actually accented that area real well. So I took it out of its pack, separated it, and only put that in. Granted, I did send this map to somebody else, but the one I sent him doesn't have the animals, and I don't think the house is done. I think it's still a mobile home. Yeah, our fields are still here. I did have to redo the save. With all the changes, I couldn't reuse the same save. I did straighten out the hedges. I don't know if I told y'all in the last episode or not. I added a mailbox. Well, actually, technically I didn't add it. I just put it actually in where it's supposed to be. It was under the map. It was way under the map and way off in that corner over there. So I found all that stuff, removed what I could, what wasn't needed anyway, and I moved stuff like the mailbox to where it needed to be. Anyway, I did straighten all these hedges. I think I told you on the last one, just in case you're new and don't know what's going on. These hedges were off. Instead of being a 90-degree line, it was like 87 something. So by the time you got from here down to the end, it'd be out in the road. Yeah, so they were all like that, but they've all been changed, zeroed out, or 90-degree angles. For those who don't know, or only caught the first episodes, there is now a shop trigger. Now the episode I sent to this gentleman does have the shop trigger. That was the main thing to add for that gentleman. That and being able to remove the hedges. And if you look back in the previous episode, you'll see how to do that. I did move these fuel tanks. They were out here, so I pushed them back a little bit further and changed where the thing was, because it basically encroached in onto the building and stuff. So all the sounds have been adjusted. You can actually stand here and talk without screaming. Oh, You hear the bell, but not from the store. Blacksmith must be in his shop. Why is the door being blocked? Oh, just that door. Okay. There's something right here. I have not figured it out, but there's something right here that just makes it glitch. And there's the same house again. I just took a house from the map, added a trigger to it, and went with it. I did take out the train. It just, after all these years of this map being out, I'm sorry, but somebody could have redone the train. I wish I could. I can't. I wish I could. Maybe if I look around, I might be able to find one to put in here, but that'll be a later project. But anyway, it was like a cardboard cutout would have been better. Again, sounds have been adjusted. The squeak from this thing is not so loud it makes you want to grind your teeth. Now, I don't know who it was that redid the map. I really don't. I mean, granted, a lot of work went into it, and I'm not knocking them for it, but this is a field. This has always been a field. And you had the sheep building here. And I just didn't think that fit right. So I removed it, put the field back in. I put all the markers in for the fields. That's another thing. All the field numbers weren't here. They were gone. There was no field numbers. So you couldn't tell what field you were talking about. You know, if I were to go in here like this and tell you, okay, we're going to go work on field number 3, you'd be like, okay, which one's field 3? And if you're having to judge by yourself at home, you know, watching this later on, you'd be like, oh, well, number 12's 1, because it's top left. And then 11 is 2, and then 7 would be 3. And that would be wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now this is where they jump backwards, because I didn't even realize I'd done it until after I'd done it. But 10 and 11 are backwards because it should have went 10, 11. But anyway, actually, no, I did it right. 8, 9, because 5, 6. Yeah, okay, I did do it right. Never mind. Strike that last comment. So number 10 and number 11. And 11 is actually not even supposed to be there. It's supposed to be, I think, over here where 14 is. And I think field 12 is, there should be another field right here. There should be 2 fields right here, side by side, if I'm not mistaken. Point being though, it's changed since original, but it's close as can be. So, I mean, I'm not knocking how it was done. There's minor differences that I didn't think fit right, so I changed. This is now the pig farm, which is, if you remember back in FS13, this was the corner for the pigs. So I put it back over here. I figured, you know, that made perfect sense. Why not put them over here? So, something I learned about this building, though, that I did not know, is if you come inside this room here, you can walk up to this and it says open door. I'm like, okay, well, what door? There's no door. So I pressed it, and I went out, and I'm like, okay, no door. Nothing's changed out here. So I walked around to see about the other side, and this is what I noticed. The front is open now. Now if I come back in here and press this button again, I've closed it, get off the door, and now it's closed. So for those that didn't know about that, I mean, I just figured it out. I didn't know about it. And all this time I've been playing, I did not know about it. Anyway, so that's the pig area, and I did add a shelter over here for some equipment. The area was quite big, and I was like, well, to take up some of the space, I'll add a building. And I figured also, you're going to want to store stuff over here, so why not? Well, at least I'm going to want to store stuff over here. Now, granted, if anybody writes in the comment section that they would like a copy of this map, I will be glad to give you a copy of it. I am not going to hold it away from anybody. All I can say is that, you know, I can't put it on the mod hub. Sorry, can't do it. It's not my map. I mean, I don't mind giving out my version of the map. It's an edit that I've done from someone else's edit and someone else's map. So I do not take claim to this map whatsoever as far as the actual making of it. I only take claim to the edits that I've done. I am not about to sit here and take credit for somebody else's work. That is not going to happen. Sorry, but can't do it. Some more duckies. But yeah, over here, that could be a little softer of a hill. But anyway, there's a house over here that's not original to the map. It was a different one. That one actually looks better. Trust me. But you come around here, and this is where your sheep farm is. And this is where it was originally in the map, so that's why I put it back over here. Granted, this whole field right here was pretty much the sheep pasture. Because we can't actually physically make our own fields for the sheep and cows and chicken, by, you know, just, oh, okay, well, let's put this fence down, you know, and once we connect it to, say, a building, it makes the mesh inside of it as that's the marker for your field. Wish that was a possibility, but for some reason it's not. Anyway, this is your spawn point for your pallets of wool. I was debating on taking this building out because this is the building for shearing the sheep. On the other hand, I'm also debating on moving the trigger for the wool over here, making it look like this is where they get brought to shear them. I don't know. Y'all can let me know in the comment section if that's, you know, something y'all think I should do. But yeah, this building over here was here. Granted, the ground was all just grass. They never took the time to actually incorporate this back into the road. But anyway, they did have the horses over here. I have not put the horses in. I'm not sure where to. I'm almost considering to put it in this field. On the other hand, I'm considering possibly pushing the boundaries a little bit and maybe put it somewhere else. I don't know. Really don't know yet. That is a later project. I mean, once I decide where it'll go, then I'll put it in. Meantime, though, that may end up needing another save, so I don't know if I will or not. I might just add it in through the editor and be done. Or not the editor, but the game. And then add it through the editor later. Now the sawmill, which is up over here in the corner, remember before we could only get to here and could not get any closer without basically wanting to turn the sound off. It was that loud. You see, this needs to be adjusted. Anyway, yeah, that I forgot to take care of that in the editor. Anyway, now you hear it here. Which, if you ask me, this is a lot better. Although, that building looks like it's floating. Yet, you're not going to have this pad right here if you put it actually on the ground. So, that's a bit interesting. And that was done that way from the get-go. That's not my doing. That's all the way around, too. All the way around. Ooh, look at this. I never realized how flat they were. Pretty much have a dance floor up there. Anyhow, yeah, I don't know about that. That I did not do. Yeah, this truck even was really loud. And I still stand behind it. Okay, you got the exhaust going. Those leaf springs are upside down. What? Those springs ain't even doing a bit of good. They're bolted to the frame in the front. And then they're bolted to the frame in the center, where the flex would be. And then they're bolted to another leaf spring going down? What? How in the heck would that even do any bit of good? I don't think the person that made the model for this truck knew what they were doing. I'm sorry, but I don't recall that ever being the case on any vehicle I've ever worked on. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be that way. Because it's like no point to that leaf spring whatsoever. Anyhow. So you got the exhaust going, but the fan is sitting still. No wonder your truck's overheating, buddy. There's your problem. Your fan ain't working. Alright. I do see in the editor I'm going to have to go in and get this, like, I don't even know what to call this, like ditch taken care of. But anyway, other than that, I think we've pretty much touched base on everything that's been done. I took out from when I originally got the map, there was some stuff around the front here and around the side that had, not only were they there for visual, but they also had sound, and that was majorly loud, so I got rid of them. I just like it better this way myself. Granted, not everybody's gonna like it the way I like it. I understand that. I am thinking about putting a trigger right here and putting a bipoint in for like grains, a grain bipoint, because there was a version of this map back in FS13 that actually did have the cell point here that you can buy from. And this is what the sign is from. Feed and grain cells. Wheat, barley, corn, canola, hay, and silage. And I just might put that back in. I don't really know yet. I did move this trigger out to here. I haven't been able to find any office supplies yet. I mean, I haven't really looked hard for them yet, but, you know, over time, I'll get more done. You know, minor things here and there until it's the way I like it. I mean, granted, I like it the way it is now. Don't get me wrong. I guess we'll go ahead and start getting these fields harvested and get that at least done for today. And then we'll go from there and see what else we can get done. But right now, I would love to find a harvester that fits the time and equipment. You know, we got a Kubota, we got all Kubota stuff at the moment. and we got a New Holland combine. Doesn't quite go together. And granted, it's what we have, so we'll deal with it. Let's get it opened up and get out here to the field, and we'll go ahead and start harvesting. Put the header down. Oh, I switched. I'm not going down. I had it on there and you didn't. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway. So how's everybody's day been? I'm recording this video on a Thursday, so I am doing pretty well for the time being. I woke up this morning and I've got the house, well, I would say house to myself, but it's actually a camper, but still, point being, got the place to myself for the day. My girlfriend is off running my brother to his doctor's appointments because my brother can't drive at the moment. His right arm is been operated on. He's got dialysis, so they had to go in and clean out his fistula or something like that. Anyway, he ended up getting an infection in his arm. He's been in and out of the hospital since because of it. So, and he's even been to rehab, to rehabilitation clinic for it and everything, trying to get it. I'm glad we ain't got crop destruction on. But anyway, yeah, so he can't drive right now. And even if he could drive, well, that's a whole nother story in its own. My mother's van that he's been driving, him and her both, is out of commission at the moment. It's got a 3.8 liter V6, I believe. V8? V6. Anyway, point being, it, if y'all are hearing a motor being revved, I am sorry. I have a neighbor that has a Cadillac that thinks it's a truck. So he is some reason taking the exhaust off. But anyway, back to what I was saying. She went to do laundry the other day, and needless to say, one of the orifice tubes going to the oil filter housing that runs coolant through the housing for the oil, basically an oil cooler, if you know what that is. Yeah, it decided it's now going to leak, and it's not coming from the hose. I replaced the hose and found out it was actually the pipe itself that was bad. So much for that. But you always start with the easiest thing to do first and then go from there. The easiest thing was to replace the hose. So, granted, easiest for some, harder than heck for someone that's like me, having a hard time getting up and down off the ground and doing that type of stuff anymore. Hence the reason why I'm not doing it anymore. Yet my family still thinks that I am. They don't seem to get it through their heads that I am not able to do that stuff anymore. It hurts, and it causes me to hurt for days after. That's why I'm no longer able to work. Well, that's one of the reasons. We got several reasons, but that's beside the point. If y'all are new to the channel and like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps out the channel to grow, and I do greatly appreciate it. And if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that like button. And even if you don't, please hit that like button. It helps me to grow. It helps to get the content seen. And I do appreciate it. Every single one of you for hitting that like button. And if you want to share this, be my guest. And if you just want to leave me a comment saying how much of an idiot I am, well, you can do that too. I don't mind. And like I've said earlier, if you want a copy of this map, I will do my best to put it into a Dropbox folder, which, by the way, you do not have to have Dropbox to get that said folder. I have to have it in order to give it to you, but you do not have to have it to receive it. All you gotta do is click on the link, go to it, and download it. But I will be more than happy to give anyone a copy of the edit for which I've done of the map. I think we'll work on getting these fields harvested, and then I'll work on, whoa! Let's put the brakes on there, buddy. And you are full. I do not want to fold that. I want to drop the header. Did I forget how to drop a header? I don't want to fold. I want to drop. Okay. There we go. Why in the heck was I thinking I had to press that button? No idea. Alright, so because this map is small, and it won't take but a second to do so, we're just going to drive over here. Put our pipe out, empty, and come back and get the rest. I did go ahead and put the feed back in with the chickens. I did not, however, put the eggs that we had back over there. So technically, we're missing half a thing of eggs. I figure that's not a big deal. It's not that big of a loss. Maybe a couple of thousand at the most. I think we'll be okay. I do want to get cows. I would love to get cows and have chickens and cows to have us, take care of them. Now there is a question I have, and also while we're here, we're going to stop for a second. Actually, let's go ahead and put him back over here. We'll go ahead and hire a worker and let him do the last little bit of this field. Well, technically there ain't that much to go. The decisions. There's so many of them. I just don't know. I'm losing my mind. Too many decisions. Too many decisions. Okay. Alright, get this turned around. We'll go ahead and, because there's like 2 and maybe a quarter swipes left. That's maybe 2 and a quarter. We'll just go ahead and do this real quick, and then I'll go over there and get y'all's opinion. I got a question for y'all. You gotta wait a minute. We're almost there. It involves the house and chicken area. I got something that's running through my mind, and I want to ask y'all about it. Well, it's not quite a quarter, but it is a little bit of a patch. All that. Okay, we're almost to the end of this one, and then we'll drop the header over there and go dump this, and then we'll stop by and take care of that that I got on my mind. Okay, so that's ready. I do believe we are going to have to hire someone to do the cultivating so we can seed it. Now, we're going to go ahead and put this guy over here. And you know what? This is going to take like no time to dump. Now, well, there, he's dumped. Now before we can put anything else in that trailer, I gotta come over here with a tractor and dump it. Okay, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna stop our combine. Okay, so right here, these bushes that are right here in front, I'm actually tossing the idea of getting rid of those, keeping the ones on the outside, but getting rid of the ones right here, because you can't see the house from standing right here. I mean, you can see the top half of it, but you can't see the porch or anything. So I'm thinking possibly putting maybe some of that white fence over here, or finding another type of fence and putting it. I mean, let's go to construction. Where is fencing? Is that landscape? Plant trees, painting, sculpture. No, I think that's in decoration. Yep, there it is, fences. I mean, you got all sorts of different fences. You got the wooden ones. You got what looks like cattle fence. You see, this doesn't look like it'd be too bad of a fence. Yeah, like right there. I don't think that'd look too bad. I mean, it's wood look. Granted, can't do it like that. Kind of wish we could. Kind of makes me wonder if we can. but we'd still have to put in an opening, otherwise we couldn't get our little guy out. But I'm debating on that. There's that one. There's this, which might actually work because it kind of fits with the house now that I'm looking at it. I don't know. Yeah, the rest of it's like cattle fencing and stuff. There is this, which is pretty... No, that's too far. Whoa, that's oh, that's a gate. Never mind. The one that... Come on. Controller's not wanting to back up. This is just a really rudimentary. Nothing to it whatsoever. You got this, which is like not for, no. I know what map that would work on, but it wouldn't work on this one. Although, there we go. Yeah, that would work. That'd work out pretty good, because that matches pretty close to the chicken coop then. It's not exact, don't get me wrong. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, privacy fence. That actually... That has me thinking. Oh, look at there, we just got our first eggs. Granted, I'd want it to where the pipes are on the inside, because that's technically how you install it. But from the outside, I don't know, y'all tell me, what do y'all think? Should I go and possibly put this on the inside of the, just around the house, nowhere else, just around the house, just to bring the house up a little bit? And granted, it might bring it out a little bit more so it's not clipping too many of the branches in. Leaving a small gap in between the... Yeah, probably a little smaller than that. But anyway. Well, there's possibilities. Possibilities. There you go. Really fancy. Oh. Now, you can't get any fancier than this now. Don't we think we're just all that in a box of rocks? We got us pillars. Pillars, I tell you. You gotta have pillars. It's the most secure way to go. Yeah, So secure, you can climb right over the pillar and right up and over. Now this one here looks to be chicken coop, almost. The only thing is, I think the color of the boards are different. That's all. The color of the boards. Yeah. Oh, and they're a little thinner and a little shorter. But yeah, it's got its, there's different. What is this? What is that, pallets made into a fence? That's actually an interesting fence. I kind of like that. Now here's the in-game shrubs, which are smaller. They are a lot smaller, actually. Yeah, I know it collides with an item. I'm basically making it collide with an item. Come on. And then you got bigger ones. And then even bigger ones than that. And then that's it. Now that's very, I don't even know what to think about that one. That looks like it'd be around a, like a cattle thing. Kind of like a cattle gate fence type thing. Or on the edge of something. Huh. I don't know. Anyway. Go ahead and start this guy off on the next field. Actually, we may have to check the time. I think we're getting close to the end here. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll park this here and have it ready for the next one. And I will go ahead and say thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for coming in and watching. If you're new, you like what you've seen, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I do appreciate it. And like I said before, it helps the channel to grow. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that like button. It also helps to put the video out there so other people can see it and possibly like it themselves. I do want to say thank y'all for being here. Y'all take care, stay safe, and I will catch y'all on the next one. There we go.